fighting it. Oh, I know. The dog is suffering. No, he's just hot. So we took him swimming. I fell in this week. So it was no problem. Yes, we were in the river. We don't have a pool, dear. We're so, yes, so we found somebody in Middletown who said she might be able to fix it, because I don't know. It's all right, but I feel it making it happen. Like if anything happens to me, I'm going to do it. I know, and I think about it. I do. I remember, yeah. Are you kidding? The only way my mom would let me go to the store is if it's an umbrella with me. As I said, if anybody comes near me, I'll smash with my umbrella. And then she would, because I used to go to Saturday morning at the Metropolitan. They used to, once a month, they used to have an archaeology lecture. Yes. Yeah, me too. That's why I said that. Although I'm using that a lot, but there's, they're not big as much.
That's what.
Yes, we do. Keep up.
Also.
Yes, because I wanted to buy a new phone, and they were selling phones because they were trying to fix them out. And I still had 1,100 minutes left. Go online. You know?
So I'm wondering if anybody who reads them, yeah, I mean, oh yeah.
Good to see you.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Nice guitar.
My first year. 5 years. Good old man. Recovered.
Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Good Shabbos. Let's continue welcoming Shabbat with Shir Chadash, page 201.
Shir
Shabbat always comes at the right time. And I don't know about you, but boy, do I need Shabbat today. So let's take another nice deep Shabbat breath in and out. It's that wonderful opportunity to pause, to quiet the noise of the world for just a little bit, even if it's just 45 minutes to an hour, and let ourselves just be present right here, surrounded by community, by friends, by family, by this congregational family. So let's turn in our Sidurim to page 2, all the way to the beginning. Everybody has one of our family Sidurim? Yeah? Let's read together on page 2. May the door of this synagogue be wide enough to receive all who hunger for love, all who are lonely for fellowship. May it welcome all who have cares to unburden, thanks to express, hopes to nurture. May the door of this synagogue be narrow enough to shut out pettiness and pride, envy and enmity. May its threshold not be a stumbling block to young or straying feet. May it be too high to admit complacency, selfishness, and harshness. May this synagogue be, for all who enter, the doorway to a richer and more meaningful life. Page 4. For the lighting and blessing of our Shabbat candles, I am honored to invite up Barbara and Eric in fellow. We're excited Barbara and Eric are here because your boys are both on summer adventures right now. At Eisner and in Israel yet or not in Israel yet?
In Krakow today.
In Krakow. Wow, incredible. Well, we wish them safe travels and we're happy you guys are able to be here tonight. Let's go to page 9 for the Chadodi. Taking a moment to liken Shabbat to a wedding. And Shabbat is the bride, and we are all the groom welcoming this beautiful day in. And it is traditional, as you'll all recall, to stand up on the final stanza, that's the one that's numbered 9, and turn and face the doors. And you imagine when it's traditional to do that at a wedding and you welcome in the bride, and so we will all be doing that at that time.
Shabbat
22 for the Baruch Hu. Conversely, are there times you don't feel ready to pray? Well, think about it. As we continue, what helps you get more and more into the space of saying, yes, let's pray? Let's go together to page 27. When the world was created, God made everything a little bit incomplete. Rather than making bread grow out of the earth, God made wheat grow so that we might bake it into bread. Rather than making the earth of bricks, God made it of clay so that we might bake the clay into bricks. Why? So that we might become partners in completing the works of creation. Baruch atah Adonai Yotzer HaMeorot. And together on page 29. God, you gave us the Torah to show that you love us. May it always be a friend at our side. The Torah is our teacher. It tells us what is right and what is wrong. It shows us how to live good lives. Be with us always when we study Torah. Be with us always as we try to live good lives. We praise you, eternal God, who gave the Jewish people the Torah. It is your special gift to us. It is the gift of your love. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael. And we turn to the Shema on page 34, which is not numbered, but has the big shin. Shema Yisrael, page 36. Page 45. When woman and man were made, God left one good thing for last, Shabbat, the day to give thanks for the world and its wonders. Now the seventh day has come. Now Shabbat begins to bring us rest, to bring us joy, to bring us song, to bring us peace. On this day we remember the goodness of earth and air, water and sun, and all that grows. On this day we remember the many gifts of God. Let us remember and let us give thanks. Page 44.
Hey!
of the tefillah, the central prayer of our service. All who are able, please rise.
Na
Good. Shabbos again. Bruchim habayim. Welcome. Welcome back. Welcome for the first time. Thank you for being here tonight. For those of you who are longtime members of the CBSRZ Mishpacha, our family here, thank you for being with us tonight. For those of you who are here for the first time or returning, it's so nice to have you here, and we hope you feel like you're part of the family as well. Part of being a family is, of course, celebrating with each other in our moments of joy, of simcha, and it's also supporting each other in our times of challenge, when people in our lives are struggling, are in pain, are ill. So we take a moment in our Shabbat service to offer prayers for a refuah shlema, a complete and peaceful healing to those in our families, those in our community who are ill and in pain tonight. And so I hope you'll join me in sending our get well wishes to Brady Konecki, John DiNicola, Nancy Schwamm, Miriam Swidler, Larry Mancini, Charles Savitt, Burl Bellows, Carrie Bellows, Cindy Rishal, Arthur Myers, Iris Clark, Stacy Reed, Debbie Clymer, Nan Kraszewski, Daphne Rosenberg, Heather Waters, Joyce Giuseppe, Savannah Johnson, Ronnie Burson-Weiner, Lenore Lesser, Vivian Brodno, Donald Hoffman, Denise Davies, Marilyn Mazer, Howard Schwedel, and Norm Ruddy. Who else are you thinking of tonight and sending your healing prayers to? Mishaberach Avotenu Abraham Yitzchak Yaakov V'Imotenu Sarah Rivka Le'ad Rachel V'Yivarech V'Yirapeh Et Kol HaCholim Ha'ela. May the one who blessed our ancestors Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebecca, Leah, and Rachel, bless and heal all who are ill, all who are struggling, all who are in pain. We pray, God, that they experience a healing of mind and of body and of spirit, and then they return to that precious place of shleimut, of peacefulness and wholeness. Baruch atah Adonai rofeh hacholim. We praise you, God, who cares for the sick. And let us all say together. Amen. Amen. And we have people in our lives who have healed, who have recovered from an operation or an illness, who have traveled far away and have come back home safely, and those who have escaped danger in any way. And so on behalf of all of those, we offer a prayer of gratitude. We thank you, God, who allows good things to happen in the world around us. And let us all say together, Amen. And we have simchas, we have smachot, happy occasions to celebrate as well. So would anyone like to share? If you have a birthday, by the way, what month is this? July. If you have a July birthday, hang on, because we're going to do birthday blessings a little bit later. But what else is going on in people's lives?
We, as of yesterday, July 4th, have our 4th granddaughter. We were the first of that child and his wife. And she was born at 12:30 a.m. on July 4th at 7 pounds 3 ounces. And her name is Sai Noah.
Oh, beautiful. Mazel tov to the whole family. Oh, congratulations. And I mean, what a day to come out and just say, freedom! Freedom!
And fireworks.
Freedom and fireworks, all for me! Congratulations. And for the rest of her life, the entire country has fireworks, right? I mean, like, that's pretty nice.
Yeah.
So, congratulations. And our love to Ashley. What else is going on in people's lives? Yes.
We are downsizing and moving into a community of 55 and older.
Oh, goodness.
Things that we changed us.
Well, congratulations. I hope it's only a nice change and a wonderful new chapter for you. Where is the new community?
It's still in Jersey. It's North
Okay.
Jersey.
Well, we hope you'll still come and visit us when you can. Wonderful. Good. Well, safe and wonderful move. I hope it's very good. Yes, Arthur.
My essay on family history came out in Durot, the publication of the Jewish United Society of New York.
Wow, congratulations. That's incredible. Please, I hope you'll continue to share all of your work with us. And you've also been working on a really special project for our community. Do you want to say anything about that?
You want to remind me?
The flag.
Flag. Oh, that's going, thank you. That's going very well.
That's what I'm thinking.
And I said today, the contributions are coming in well.
Oh, wonderful. Our Jewish war veterans are installing a flagpole here in their honor, right?
Actually, it's an honor of any veterans, peacetime, wartime, so.
Wonderful. Well, thank you for coordinating that. I know you're a real driving force behind the project, so thank you. Anyone else?
Our daughter got married a month ago.
Mazel tov. Congratulations, and how's newlywed life for them? Peach Keen, so far so good.
Eighth grade.
That's great. Mazel tov to the whole family. That's good. We wish Belinda a wonderful vacation over the next 2 weeks. Much and well-deserved vacation.
I get to unpack more boxes.
Yeah, happy unboxing. Well, so we'll do birthday blessings in a little bit. Can I tell a story first?
Of course.
Okay. I've been thinking a lot about how we think about each other as human beings. And this being First Friday, I love to tell a story. And this is a beautiful story book called God in Between. Is anyone familiar with this? By Rabbi Sandy Eisenberg Sasso. And allow me to share it with you tonight. Once there was a town at the foot of a hill with no roads and almost no windows. Without roads, the people of the town had nowhere to go, and they wondered what was on the other side of the hill. Whenever they tried to leave their homes, they would sneeze through tall, tangled weeds, tumble into deep holes, and trip over rocks as large as watermelons. Without windows, they would sleep late into the day, and they would often wonder when the sun turned night into morning. Their houses were closed up like boxes sealed with tape. They could never look out, and their neighbors could never look in. The people became tired of sneezing through tall weeds and tumbling into deep holes and tripping over rocks as large as watermelons, of seeing nothing and going nowhere. So they made their way to the center of the town to decide what to do. One townsperson spoke up. I have heard that there's a God. And when people find God, God solves their problems. Let us find this God, someone shouted, and God will build windows and roads for us. Others thought it was a ridiculous notion. People just pretend there's a God. If God were real, God would find us. Yet the people could not see any other way to fix their town, so they decided to look for God. But there was one problem. Without roads, the people could not go anywhere, least of all those searching for God. They looked toward the edge of town where two old houses stood, each with a single window. They called the man and woman who lived in those houses the ones who could see out windows. If they can see out windows, reasoned the people, perhaps they can see a way to God. So the people of the town sent the ones who could see out windows to search for God. The ones who could see out windows thought that God must be on the other side of the hill, somewhere they had not yet been. They wove their way through the tangled weeds, around the deep holes, and beyond the to find God. When they disappeared beyond the hill, some people thought that they would never return. The woman who could see out windows went up a tall mountain. The climb was steep, and when she finally reached the mountain's peak, her body shivered from the cold, and she was breathless. She gazed up at the sky and tried to tug on one of the clouds. She looked down to the ground and watched the earth spin in a dizzy dance, but she did not see God. Then the woman who could see out windows thought that God might be in the deep waters that covered so much of the earth. So she set sail on a ship that went far out into the ocean. One day the sea waters turned from placid blue to an angry foam. A storm stirred up the depths, and the ship tossed and turned on the waves. The woman imagined what it would be like to tumble around in the belly of a big fish. But as the ship swayed back and forth, she felt as if she had a whole school of fish in her belly. The woman could no longer seek God in the ocean. She could only search on dry land. Meanwhile, the man who could see out windows traveled to the desert. He listened for God in the desert winds and looked for God in the sands. The sun burned his skin and the hot ground made blisters on his feet, but he did not find God. Then the man thought he might find God in the cool quiet of a cave. He searched in the dark for God, and he listened for God in the silence. At first, the cave's wet walls soothed his sunburned skin, but then the black shade turned to thick ink, and he imagined scary sounds. The man became very lonely in the cave, and he did not see God. The ones who could see out windows were tired and decided to stop looking for God. Each hoped the other had been successful on the journey, but when they met, the woman saw the man's drooping shoulders and the man saw the woman's sad eyes. They knew that neither had found God. The woman and put her cool hand on the man's sunburned arm, and the man wrapped his blanket around the woman. It was a dark, moonless night, and the ones who could see out windows could see nothing but each other. In soft, small voices, they talked long into the evening. They told each other their stories. When dawn lightened the sky, the man said, "It's time to go home." And the woman agreed. One of the townspeople was sneezing through the tangled weeds when he saw the ones who could see out windows approaching the town. He called to the others, and they all came sneezing through the tall weeds, tumbling into deep holes and tripping over large rocks to greet the man and the woman. "Tell us," they shouted, "where is God?" The woman who could see out windows told her story. "I climbed a tall mountain. I traveled on the waters that cover our earth, but I did not find God." The man who could see out windows told his story. "I walked across a desert sand that spread like a hot white fire over the land. I sat alone in a cave. Others have sought God in these places, but I did not find God there." The people called out, "We were right all along. There is no God." The townspeople's voices became louder and louder. They were so busy complaining about all the problems in their windowless, roadless town that they forgot all about the ones who could see out windows and about God. Days passed, and everything was the same in this windowless, roadless town, except for one thing. The ones who could see out windows helped each other put windows in every room of their houses. Then the man and the woman cut the weeds, filled the holes, and cleared the rocks to build a road between their houses. The townspeople were stunned. "We've never been able to have any roads in this town, and we've never been able to see so many windows. How did you do that?" "With God's help," answered the ones who could see out windows. "But you told us that you had gone to the mountains, to the seas, into the desert, to the cave, and that there was no God. Well, we journeyed hundreds of miles looking for God, and then we found each other, said the woman. And we discovered God was with us, added the man. With you? Right here? Puzzled the townspeople. At home? Wherever we are, answered the woman who could see our windows. What about what lies beyond the hill, the mountains, the sea, the desert, and the cave? Asked the townswoman. Wherever we are, said the man who could see our windows. But I can't see God anywhere, insisted one of the men of the town. I just see you. And if God is here, show us where. The ones who could see out windows spoke in a whisper. The townspeople gathered close to listen. The setting sun blushed the sky a deep red, and the breathless silence embraced the town. God is in the in-between, said the ones who could see out windows. In the between, in between us. The end. I wish you a week of finding God in the in-between, and in between all of us. Amen. So do we have some July birthdays with us? Or June birthdays we didn't get to bless? We have at least one. Okay, we have two, ladies and gentlemen. We have three. June, come on up. And do we have some tall individuals who help us hold the chuppah over their teppies? Thank you, tall individuals. On behalf of a not tall individual.
Tall enough.
Not at all. We don't use short, we just use not tall. You're making the birthday people do the work. Let's join together and sing happy birthday to these wonderful people. Yom Huledet Sameach, Yom Huledet Sameach, Yom Huledet Sameach, Yom Huledet Sameach. And because this is the first time in a whole year that we've had a chance to wish you a happy birthday, please join us in a Shehachianu. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, Shehachianu, v'kiyanu, v'hidiyanu, l'azman hazeh. We wish you all a very good year, a year filled with good health, with joy, with wonderful friends and families surrounding you every step of your path. We pray that you learn new things, that you make new friends, and that you feel your soul evolving ever higher and higher. And we hope that every dream comes true and life is good to you this year. And of course, the greatest gift to us here at CBSRZ would be the opportunity to bless you and celebrate with you again next year. And so we wish you all a mazel tov and a happy birthday. And we have tchotchkes for you, or for the children in your lives, if you'd like. Please feel free to take a birthday tchotchke. And if it's for yourself, we don't judge. It's bouncing balls and there's all kinds of, yeah. Thank you to our tall individuals as well. Happy birthday, everybody.
Happy birthday.
And now the ceremonial folding of the chuppah. And then the men could fold chuppahs. Took a moment to tell us the roles that they saw. I don't do that either. Thank you.
Rabbi, I think Rabbi.
Yes.
Yeah, Rabbi Sasso, who wrote that.
Yes.
Has been writing about 40 years.
Yes. I mean, she's incredible. And I have many, many of her books, and if you haven't had a chance to read any, they're also all very beautifully illustrated. There's some that she's written, I believe, with her husband. God's Paintbrush is one of the best. Yeah, I recommend them all, yeah.
Trans-denomination, you know that. They're trans-denomination.
Yes, they are. They are part of many denominations of Judaism. And she was the first,
And beyond.
was she the first female Reconstructionist? I know she was one of the firsts. And yeah, she's part of the Women's Rabbinic Network of the Reform Movement too. So yeah, they are trans-denominational. So I highly recommend her books for all ages because they got good stuff. Thank you, Arthur. Arthur, of course, is a librarian. He knows his stuff, so thank you. So a few announcements. Next Friday night is our Shabbat at Cedar Lake. So if you're around and you want to come join us, starting at 5:30 at Cedar Lake here in Chester. So 5:30 we will have a short Shabbat experience. We'll sing some Zemiris, some Shabbat songs. We'll of course do the Kaddish. We'll stay hydrated as well, thank you, Peg. And please bring a brown bag dinner, or you can bring it in a cooler. Bring your own dinner. We'll provide beverages and some desserts, and of course challah and wine and juice. And just come. It's so wonderful to welcome Shabbat with sand between our toes and watching the sun set a little bit. So next week, 5:30. There is no second Saturday service this month and throughout the summer. Then on Wednesday night, the 17th, so July 17th is our second of our 3-piece potluck dinners of this summer. You'll recall that these are dinners we are holding that are interfaith between a number of the local churches, a local mosque, and us. And this one, on July 17th at 6:15, is being held right here in Chester at the United Church of Chester, the UCC Chester Church. So 6:15, please bring a dairy, vegetarian dish to share, open mind and open heart. We do text study each of the 3 evenings on a similar theme from each of our faith traditions. And the first one this past month, which we hosted, was on the theme of justice and righteousness, and how do we all think about that, and it was beautiful. So please consider joining us on the 17th, 6:15, UCC Chester. Then on the 19th, 7:30 p.m., our typical Erev Shabbat service. Also keep in mind that the second Friday in August, which is the 9th?
Something like that, 10th maybe?
10th maybe?
Maybe not.
The second Friday in August is our Shabbat barbecue. So mark your calendars for that. And that will be starting at 6 p.m. We'll have a service out in our courtyard, weather permitting, and then our barbecue out on the lawn over there. It'll be wonderful and delicious, and stay tuned for more information about that. And thank you to the Bellows Lindenman family for sponsoring Yoneg tonight on behalf of the start of my 4th year here at the congregation. So, thank you. I'm excited to be here. So thank you for having me. And please enjoy the Yoneg. Any other announcements? Okay, then let's turn to our concluding prayers, beginning with Elenu on page 130. Please rise. Aleinu There are stars up above, so far away. We only see their light long, long after the star itself is gone. And so it is with people that we loved. Their memories keep shining ever brightly when their time with us is done. But the stars that light up the darkest night, these are the lights that guide us. As we live our days, these are the ways we remember. As our service ends, we think about people whose lives have ended. Some of them we knew and they were very special to us. We loved them and we missed them very much. Others we did not know, but we honor them as well. Page 134. And if you hear the name of a family member or friend on our Shiva or Yortzeit list, and if you're comfortable doing so, you're invited to rise when you hear his or her name. This allows us to recognize your loss and offer you comfort. And then we'll all rise to join you for the recitation of the Mourner's Kaddish. This Shabbat, we mark the recent passing of David Frank, husband of Rita Christopher and dear friend to us all. We mark the Yortzeits, the anniversaries of death for Julia Frankel, Richard Friedman, Simone Frum, Anna Glassman, Max Glassman, Marion Gottfried, Rebecca Gottfried, Esther Indianer, Louis Charles Lerner, Morris Major, Charles Sachs, Sam Syker, Sam Sockett, Lillian Wald, and Meyer White. Zichronam Livracha. Who else is marking a Shiva Shoshim or Yortzeit and would like to share a name out loud?
My father, Chaim Leitzenzel.
May all of their memories always be a blessing to those who knew and loved them. Together now we all rise and join the words of Kaddish Yatom, the Mourner's Kaddish. Yitzchadal v'yitzchadash shmei Rabbah, v'alma divrach yirtei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayei kol Beit Yisrael, v'agala v'zman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah v'varach le'olam l'omei almaya, Yisbarach v'yisharach v'yitba'ar v'yitramam v'yinaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei k'dusha b'richu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushrimchata v'nechemata, da'amiran v'yalma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama Rabbah min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'nomav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us, to all Israel, and to all the world, and let us say together.
Amen.
We can remain standing as we close our service this evening with the names of our loved ones in our hearts. We bid prayer for peace. Odibo Shalom Aleinu on page 199.
And thank you to Peg and Joel for your wonderful music.
Odibo Shalom Aleinu. 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 Odibo Shalom Aleinu.
Shabbat Shalom.
Arthur, it's great to see you. It's great to see you. Thank you for sending me that answer. It was wonderful. It was really good. And I feel bad that I didn't send my company text. And I have to admit, I'd love to tell you
What essay was that?
No.
Oh, it was on, yes, the one he just wrote is on his father, and it was a genealogical site of New York City. That was on the front page of this essay, on the front page of their newsletter, and it's his father's journey from Russia to New York City.
Because, here, I'll show you one